Hello, hello.
There, now okay, now it's full on. Okay, go. Hit it. Hey, record it.
All right, Connor, what do you think about sports and how they're branded at Mills?
I feel like we're doing an okay job. We can always be better. We can put posters up. Our website is not the best, I would say. Uh, there's a lot of things we can improve on so that what do you call it? We can get a bigger fan base at Mills.
So what I heard is that you think we should get a better website, put more posters around Mills to make Mills some people know more about the sports at Mills.
Yeah, because like from my point of view, you don't usually see a lot of posters around, and I mean, posters is what like motivates, not motivates, but informs a lot of people, and I feel like we can do a better job of that.
All right, thank you for your time, Connor.
Thank you.
Alright, we back out.
All right, Youssef, how do you feel the sports at Mills are represented and branded? Do you think we're doing a good job?
I think the sports program at Mills, it's very well balanced. It represents who we are as a school. Everybody picks each other up. The coaches are wonderful. The teachers, everybody is just one big family. Everybody's into it. But I feel like if we had more students participating in athletics, not just academics, it would bring the school as a whole up. It would elevate us to another level. And, I just wish one day, maybe when I'm an alumni, the sports program doubled. That would be wonderful.
Okay, how do you feel like they're like represented? When talking about like posters and everything else, raising the attendance levels.
I feel certain sports are, looked down upon more than others, but some are also represented more at this school more than others. Like, the wrestling team, we didn't get a lot of love this year, but the basketball team, everybody's going to the quads, yelling, but, it's just sometimes nothing you can do about it.
So how do you think we could fix that? Like posters or YouTube videos?
I just think, the school as a whole has to be into it, They can't just be drived into one sport. Everybody has to, work together.
But posters, yeah.
Posters would be a big thing. I think, posters by the leadership, they need to step it up a little bit. That'd be nice.
Okay, thank you for your time, Youssef.
Thank you, Connor.
Okay, Mark, how do you feel sports at Mills are represented, and how do you think we can get attendance levels higher?
At Mills, I think sports are represented very well, and we have good attendance numbers at some of the games and track meets and swim meets. A way to bring more attendance and popularity is by advertising better and having more athletes tell other people that they have an event going on later in the day.
Do you think there's anything else like posters or YouTube videos we could do?
Definitely some posters or YouTube videos or announcements that there's a game or a meet later in the day.
What sports do you think need to be more represented at Mills?
I think swimming, that's a big one. Tennis, basketball, track, soccer, some good ones. Badminton, that's a good one too.
All right, I think that concludes our interview. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Connor.
That was good. We only need one, but okay.
Oh.
So, how do you feel about the sports being represented at Mills and the attendance levels?
I think more people should go to the attendance sports. And, they should put up more posters and have, where it's at and when it is. Like, say if it's at Mills High School, it should say Mills High School 400 Murchison at 12 p.m.
Sounds good. What else do you think we could do?
I think you guys could maybe have more sports, different sports maybe. Like basketball's sort of boring. No offense. Don't you?
I find it boring sometimes too.
Because you don't get it?
Anyways. Okay, thank you for this interview. That was a good interview.
Thank you.
Oh, good clap. Okay, so how do you feel we could do better about the attendance levels and representing sports at Mills?
I feel like if people don't show up to practice, then we should just
No,
They
like the
can't-
games. Like the
Oh,
games.
games?
Like the games.
Alright, again,
Okay,
do that
okay,
again.
okay. No, okay. No, we're good.
All right, to the games.
Yeah.
For the games, attendance, like the crowds and shit.
Yeah.
All right, so actually, like I say like teachers just make people go as an assignment. If not, then like
Well, like
Damn.
extra credit or something, right?
yeah, for extra credit that would work too.
Hey, buddy.
What's good?
Hey,
What
you
else?
want to get interviewed next? All right. Okay, so do you think like posters or like YouTube videos and highlight reels?
Yeah, if we get like posters in a YouTube channel, I feel like people like we be put on. For me, that'd be hella lit.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Ms. Tutai. How do you feel about the sports at Mills being represented, and what do you think we can do better to raise the attendance levels?
I think it would be nice if we had some kind of like stamp system where if you go to a certain number of games, you get like a stamp on like some kind of like passport or checkout, and you get like a prize if you go to so many sporting events. Like you go to one basketball game, football game, and if you like go to all of them, you get like entered to a raffle or something like Amazon gift card, I don't know, something like that. That would be helpful because people would be motivated not only to see the sport that they like, but also other sports they don't really get to see very often or that they're not interested in, but they might learn to be interested in if they go to it later.
That's a good idea. What do you know from your personal experiences that would maybe benefit the sports?
Well, for me, it's about the timing. So I live far away in San Francisco, so it's hard for me to get to sports after school. But I try and go to the earlier ones if I can. So the 3:30 games, the 5:30. It's hard for me to get to the later games. But I think that'd be opposite if you lived in Millbury. Maybe you want to go home before you see a game. So it's about like your where you live and like in your lifestyle. I think that's why it's hard to go to all the games, later ones, earlier ones.
Okay, I think that concludes our interview. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh.
No, louder. Drop the pencil. All right, Marissa. How do you feel sports are being represented at Mills, and like the attendance levels? How do you feel about the attendance levels at the sports?
Yeah, it's nice. I don't know. Like, what do you mean,
Like, how do you think we could fix attendance levels in all sports, not just like basketball?
like for practice or like?
No, like games,
Oh, well,
like meets and stuff.
like a lot of people already go to like the meets and stuff. So like, advertise it more. I don't know.
Yeah, like how? What do you mean
How?
advertise? Like, what do you think we should do?
Like announce it
Announce it?
around school. Yeah.
Do you think we should do like posters or something, or
Yeah.
what else?
Yeah, posters and like on the daily announcements.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what sports do you think need more representing at Mills? Or yeah,
Swimming,
swimming. What else?
golf.
Well, I think that concludes our interview.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Maya, how do you feel sports at Mills are being represented, and how do you feel about the attendance levels at the sports?
I think the attendance levels could be higher, but they don't give the girls enough time to change and fix their weave. So, like, they should do that. Yeah, they should get better jerseys. Like the track team, our jerseys are kind of whack. Not even gonna lie.
But the attendance levels.
They need to give us more time for me to fix my weave so I could be on time. Like, they're
No, like attendance, like the
My
like
attendance-
spectators,
the spectators.
like the audience.
Well, we could just be better at sports, and then we'd get more people to come. Like, I don't know.
Do you feel like posters would be like a
Oh,
factor, or like some YouTube videos or some highlight reels?
yeah. Some highlight reels. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too. So,
Still think we could have better weaves. Like Connor's
weaves.
weave today is pretty good.
yeah, it's pretty good.
He curled it. He curled it very nice.
Yes, I did. All right. So, what else is there to say? What sports do you think needs to be more represented at Mills?
The track team. Yep, because we're pretty cool. Yep. You should watch me jump today.
I'd rather not. But
No, track. I feel like basketball is the best represented because like they're fun. I mean, I don't like football is like kind of boring. Track is pretty boring. That's probably why no one watches it because it takes like 12 hours. Especially the long distance runners.
that concludes our interview.
Yep.